What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on BABA stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and how we caught this movement to the downside from this swing high. It brought us potentially up to 10% of potential profit despite its movement to the downside. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you that we are at quite tricky situation that shows a lot to experienced traders, and stay tuned in order to know the exact tips that I will disclose you within the next several minutes. And at the end of this video I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you more key levels that we have to pay our attention to in order to know its next potential movements. And before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family if you think it might be useful for you. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at that point, and I've told you that we have to complete the structure to the downside. We had several signs that this asset should land somewhere lower. And I've told you that from this point we had quite significant movement, quite significant drop to the downside. And this consolidation phase in the shape of ascending channel is very indicative because it forms with this harsh movement to the downside a bear flag, and this bear flag has usually breaks to the downside, and the price target is exactly the same. The price should drop for exactly the same amount that it dropped previously, and we are on our way to complete this structure. But on the other hand, we had two ranges of support, and as you can see, we had a perfect reaction out of the first range. The price action slides through this range, and then it broke to the downside, then retested from the bottom as the range of resistance, and again went a bit lower. So I have to say that this asset is still quite technical, and I've got a lot of Alibaba's movements. You can watch multiple of my videos that I made recently. And for now, let's continue with the fundamental news, and I will show you what news you should pay your attention to. So first of all, if you type in Google search bar BABA stock and switch to news tab folder, you will not find a lot of recent news that might be impactful on the price action of Alibaba. And definitely this shows the lack of news shows us that we are approaching to the range of low volatility, but it might not be the case. So let me show you one of the news that might be interesting for you. If you take a look on the list of institutional investors who made their forecast on Alibaba, we have another company that reiterated its rating. It is Morgan Stanley, and they published their report on December the 1st, and they reiterated their rating, and they said it's at equal weight instead of overweight, and they set the price target at $90 instead of $110, which still implies more than 20% of upside potential in upcoming 6 to 12 months. And guys, I have to say that if you take a look on the list of institutional investors and if you sort it by number of shares, you can see that a lot of companies recently added to their position from the top list. I mean, from the top list of the Alibaba's investors. You can see that, for example, Sanders Capital at the very beginning of November, they filed this information that they increased their position for more than 322%, and their total position became $1.3 billion. And the next company also increased its position, and it is JP Morgan Chase. It increased it by 46.06%, and their position became almost $1 billion. And other two companies, so top four companies, increased their position. Citadel Advisors, as you can see, added to its call option. Next one, Vanguard, hold its position strong, and only the seventh company slightly reduced its position in Alibaba. And I have to say that you have to keep in mind that these dates are only a filing date. It is not the execution, the deal execution dates. The real deals happened at least 45 days prior this date, and you have to keep this in mind. This means you can rely on this information only if you are a long-term holder and if you are not a trader of certain assets. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, I have to say that we haven't completed this structure to the downside. If my assumption is correct and we have to see 5-wave structure to the downside, we potentially might have something like this, and it is still debatable. That is why I highly suggest you not to rely for 100% on this breakdown, because it is quite difficult to assume which structure does this asset have. And I want to pay attention on other signs. First of all, if I zoom out, let's switch to 4 hours time frame. Let me show you like this. As you can see, this is the lowest point of Alibaba's price action that it set back in October of 2022. And this is the highest one that it set back in January of this year. And if I pull the Fibonacci retracement tool from its lowest point to its highest point, with the assumption that it completed 5-wave structure to the upside, we have several ranges that this asset should respect. And we had a very good reaction out of the golden pocket range. We had several bounces out of this range with one breakout, false breakout. But then, right here, we broke this range to the downside. And for now, let me show you that we basically hit the 0.786 pip level. It is $71.96 range, and we almost hit it. We are about 1% above this range. And let me show you more thoroughly. We are about 1% above this range, so we basically hit this level. And this means, let me explain you that this range is the last range that potentially has some significant probability to make a trend reversal of this asset. And if this range holds, definitely we should see some reaction out of this range. And that is why I think the latest, let me show you like this, the latest movement has this, it doesn't have enough, it doesn't have a proper subdivision in it. And on the other hand, it has a quite significant volume compared to previous ones. That's why you have to be cautious, and if you are not an experienced trader, I highly suggest you not to enter your position, especially if you want to trade this asset. But if you are a long-term holder, you can accumulate incrementally your position to the downside, and this will lead to more attractive average price, and this will lead within next 12 to 18 months very significant upside potential for your investment. So let me explain you a better case. If this asset breaks the $72 threshold, definitely this range of 67, 68-ish ranges price point will be a legit price target. And that is why if this breakout happens with the increase in volume, definitely it might be quite significant for this asset, but it will bring more lucrative trades on the table. That is why just be cautious, and if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed.